What's good, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start this show by being transparent. Yesterday was a good day for myself. I had the Kings plus 10.5. As much as I dislike that team, as much shit as I talk about that team, I thought it was a good spot. They ended up getting the cover for me. They should have won, honestly, but that's just the Kings doing the Kings. Glad they did enough to get the cover. Cole Anthony over 3.5 assists. That was easy. Last I checked, he had 8. I don't know what he ended with, but that was easy. Keyshawn George, they made us work for it a little bit because Middleton and CJ were just ball hogging the whole first quarter, but the whole first half probably, but definitely the first quarter. But he did get there on his PRA 25.5. And then last but not least, what was it? What was the last prop? Can't no, I can't think of it. But anyway, 4-0, Rob Veno. They all count up the same when you take them to the window. How was everything for you yesterday?
Was the last one the kid from Duke?
The kid from Duke, Nipple.
Was he? Did he cash? I know he cashed, but he cashed for you.
Yeah, that was a good one. So everything was
Uh,
good yesterday. We'll try to do it again today.
so, in my world yesterday, the Sacramento Kings didn't treat me as well because I had their team
Mm.
total over 108.5, 62 first half. I think it was 29% shooting second half, just not good for Sacramento. When push came to shove, Oklahoma City D'd up, shut them down. I was talking to you a little bit off air. College football went well. Had a football coach who decided not to go with the victory formation, rather score a touchdown. Put us over the total in that Kennesaw State game. And then I did have a Dodger team total last night over 4.5. They only got the 2. So it was a 1-2 night for myself. Already up and available today with a couple of plays. So we're going to get to it and talk about these games.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We have 10 games tonight. So see if we end up opening up that wallet a little bit more today.
Mm.
Let's get to it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Do appreciate you. It looks like everybody out there had a good night as well. So let's try to keep that going here. First up, Houston going into Toronto. Opened up Rockets -5.5. It looks like 5.5 or 6, depending where you shot. Mostly 5.5. Total hasn't really moved, so we'll won't really touch on that. For the Rockets, Dorian, what is this? It's nothing by his name, but he's on the injury report. I'm unsure about Dorian Finney-Smith. No Fred VanVleet. No Jakob Poeltl for the Raptors. Um, this is the third game in 4 nights for the Raptors. So if anything, I expect the Rockets to be the fresher team. And with Jakob Poeltl doubtful, I mean, who do they really have as a center? I mean, going up against a Rockets team that's really big, starting Steven Adams and Şengün, I mean, how are they going to stop them in the paint? That's just really what I'm thinking. It's a Rockets team that doesn't have the most shooting, but they might not need it tonight. It's very hard for me to look any other way besides the Rockets in this one. I'm curious how you see this game, Ravino.
Yeah, I usually start Toronto with the total ski just because they pretty much telegraphed to us what they were going to be towards the end of last year. Push the ball offense, not a heck of a lot on the defensive end. So, especially on that defensive side, they allow a lot of points. This game's starting a little bit early as well, so that people can watch the Blue Jays. Um, Game probably, I guess, a 6:30 East start, so they'll be third quarter by the time that baseball starts. But it is a little bit of a change here, time change up to 6:40. I don't know that that matters at all, but I do agree with you that the Raptors, as it is, um, don't defend the rim all that well, but without Pirtle, they defend it even less. And we know that Houston's pretty aggressive at the rim. Houston's been able to put up some points in a couple of games here. Don't know why they couldn't do it against this team as well. Toronto really has feasted Skee off of the turnovers. Number one in the NBA points off turnovers. Rockets, fifth worst in the league at fast break, or excuse me, second worst in the league. And where fast break points are concerned. You got one running team against one team that really doesn't want to run. Probably a little bit of a stalemate there, but I still look toward this one getting over the number, and I would look towards the Rockets here as far as side is concerned, simply because, like you said, they should dominate inside.
Yeah, when you look at, I mean, I watch these games and I know basketball. Well, I don't got to look at these numbers to know, but yeah, if you do look at the numbers, Raptors are 29th as far as paint field goal percentage allowed, um, and it's going to be worse tonight. So, only like we talked about, only thing I can only look towards the Rockets here, and I can't talk you off of expecting points. Let's keep going down the list. Yeah, Dante says mismatch on the glass, 100%. And let me just, while you mention that, let me just double check one more thing. Rockets are top 5 in second chance points, so could really eat down there tonight. I think they will. Next game up, Rob Veno. Rotation order will be Magic and Pistons. Opened up -1 for the Magic. I see 1.5 or 2. Total open 226.5. I've seen it as high as 228.5. As far as injuries are concerned, Mo Wagner still out for the Pistons, though. Karis LeVert, Marcus Sasser, Asar Thompson, all questionable. Ivy remains out for this team. Magic, they've been pretty disappointing so far this season, Ravino. Um, you get the addition of Bain. You expect this team to be better than last year. They come out the gate and start 1-3. The Pistons, um, I expect them to continue to improve little by little. Here they are 2-2. Can't really be mad at them right there. It is their third game in 4 nights. We know it's early in the season, but still worth mentioning. And for the Magic, it's the first of a back to back for them. They will play Charlotte tomorrow. My thought in this game is the Magic have looked really, really, really bad. They've looked really bad, Ravino. And because of it, I know it's hard for people to go and back them. And I don't know, to see them opening up, being a favor here, moving more towards their way, I'm more in agreement with that. I think, like I said, I was higher on this Magic team coming into the year. I think they can play a lot better than what we've seen. Maybe some of these teams that they've been playing have been forcing them to play a way that they're not accustomed to. I know Jamal Mosley says he wants them to play a little faster, but uh, maybe we need to get back to what the Magic were good at last year. Let's slow it down a little bit, play some defense. You know, they're not they're playing fast and they're not getting stops in transition. So I think they'll figure it out. Detroit, not a team that's gonna necessarily push you in pace, like force you to play at a fast tempo. So I think we'll get a good game from Orlando here. I think they're hungry. I think they're desperate at 1-3. And when I look at other things for them, both offenses sucked. Um, but where can the Magic have success? One, Pistons allow a lot of offensive rebounds. The Magic, they're number one in second chance points. Pistons 27th as far as second chance points allowed. Um, I think the Magic can really eat there. And in the paint, um, I don't know, Fino. I really like the Magic here. Can you talk me off?
No, because I bet them, so I can't talk you off. Otherwise, I'd be talking myself off. I'd have to go cancel what I played already. I was high on the Magic coming in. Bet them to win the Southeast Division. Lucky for them, Atlanta's off to a slow start as well, so it's not really costing them early on this season. But a couple of things you mentioned there are key reasons why I played the Orlando side. A, if you just look at the 4 teams that Orlando played up and down the floor, those 4 teams are fast basketball teams, and Orlando kind of got caught up in these running matches with, including with Philly, and get outscored 136, 124. Orlando is the type of team. I mean, let's face it, for 3, 4, 5 years now, what we said about Orlando, first thing is their front line is their asset. Second thing is they can't shoot threes. They get Desmond Bain, and I think they just felt like they could maybe win track meets against teams with lesser personnel. Hasn't worked out. But this game, like you say, Detroit doesn't really bring that type of tempo to the game, so it should favor Orlando a little bit. And I'll say this: the loss of Jalen Duren for the Pistons. I think you read a couple of rebounding numbers there, second chance points and offensive rebound numbers. Not having Jalen Duren has cost this team on the boards a little bit. That guy's a shot blocker, a rebounder, was a huge asset for the Pistons last year that they don't have. And I've always liked the front line and the depth of the front line for Orlando. So I think they have an edge there. I think if the game slows down a little bit and you let Desmond Bane do what he does on the perimeter, which is play defense, rather than be in an open space track meet, Orlando should be better. The first four games are real early. You're still trying to figure out the entire process and philosophy. But I think that Orlando's had enough time off after those four games to kind of reflect and get it right. I think they get it right here. Short price too, Skee. When I saw the price 1.5, I thought they could beat this team by a bucket.
Yeah, we're in agreement here. I mentioned the rebound and the second chance points. Another thing, Magic do a good job of getting to the free throw line. Pistons can't stop fouling. They're allowing, or I'm sorry, free throw rate allowed. It's the easiest way for me to say it. It's 28th. So I think there's a few things that line up in the Magic's favor, and I think they're hungry. Jaime, he says parlay ski segment. Y'all should do it. I don't make a whole lot of parlays. I mean, if you guys want to put some of these picks together, it's up to you. I just try to share whatever information I think is valuable. All right. Cavs and Celtics in Boston. Opened up Cavs -3. I'm seeing 3.5. Total open 233.5. Looks like 234. Let's take a look at the injuries for the Cavaliers. No Sam Merrill, no Max Strus, no Darius Garland. For the Celtics, you have Jaylen Brown probable. We all know Tatum is out. So for this one, Rob Veno, I mean, it is, I believe, equal. Third games and 4 nights for both teams. First game home for Boston after being on the road for a few games. Here's the thing. This is one where I'm feeling like 1 + 1 = 2, Vino. And I need a little bit of help maybe getting there. But Celtics are not good. They got rid of 3 starters, or not got rid of. They lost 1 starter to injury. They got rid of the other 2. And now you're left with, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Pritchard, and just a bunch of guys. Yeah, I don't think they're good. For Cleveland, I mean, I think they're a really good regular season team. I know they're missing some key pieces tonight, but they're also a team that I feel like plays with a chip on their shoulder because they keep getting eliminated from the playoffs in embarrassing fashion. So I when they look at these other teams like Celtics who've been winning, like they just want to go whoop on them. That's just my thought process. And I feel like they still have enough. So I'm liking the Celtics in this one. Can you give me a little push? Can you talk me off? What do you think here? Or not the Celtics, the Cavaliers.
You like Cleveland, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I tend to like this total for a couple of reasons. Boston is, I mean, it's not a new revelation, right? Last year they were launching 45 threes a game or whatever it was. They shoot more threes than anybody, and Cleveland just has not defended the three well this year. So I thought coming into this one, Cleveland plays with a little pace. Boston shoots threes. Boston probably makes their threes tonight, and Cleveland is just better, especially on the interior. They're better. We talked about a battle on the boards where Houston should dominate. I would anticipate Allen and Mobley to be able to do the job here against Boston. They had 3-point shooting team that's against a weak 3-point shooting defense, at least thus far this season. And we've seen the Cavs kind of lack defensively last couple of years at times. So I could see Boston scoring. The one thing that would bother me about Boston and probably favor the Cavs is they're off a 3-game road trip, right? This might be the first time we can really put this into effect. First game home off of a road trip. Boston 3 on the road, now back home. Cleveland coming in. I think both of these teams constantly get up for each other, so I think you'll get maximum effort. But the total to me just seems low. Again, I think Boston can do what Boston does against this team, which is get their 3-point shooters to make threes. But I really think Cleveland can win inside as far as point scoring is concerned. I think Cleveland, they can put up 120 at any given moment. So to me, it's probably an overplay, Skee. And again, if I had to play side, it just, first home game after extended road trip bothers me a little bit with the Celtics. The only game that they played so far against the team that has what I would call playoff potential was the Knicks, and they lost by 10 to the Knicks, albeit on the road, but they didn't play well in that game. So for me, if I had to play, it would probably be over this number, 234.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I do have to say something. This Celtics team, and I'm gonna go check the numbers just to verify while I'm talking though, while I'm looking for it. Um, this Celtics team, and I already have it there. Celtics are 2-2 on the total so far this season. But what I was gonna say is that first game, they were lucky to get over. Um, like when I'm watching them, I know they said that they want to play fast, right? Jaylen Brown says he feels like he's on a track team, but it's not reflecting that when I'm looking like, yeah, they might try to push for a second, but then they cross half court and it's like they don't have really, it takes so long for them to get a good shot. Like the playmakers are just not as good. It's not the roster's not talented enough to get good quick shots. Are you seeing that?
Well, it's not Drew Holiday out there anymore, Skee, and that's a bother at
Yeah.
some point. And I think they are what they are this year, and I think they're going to continue to be that, which again is going to be a 3-point shooting team with the guys that they have. I do agree with Jaylen Brown that he feels like they're probably personnel-wise a speedier team. Might take them a couple of games to consistently be that way. But again, I don't know. Anthony Simons in the game is a lightning rod for pace. And I just see this game going over. I think Boston's going to continue, unless the odds makers price me out. I think Boston's going to be an over team. And I love the way Cleveland plays offense as well. So I got to play it that way right now.
All right. What I will go with Lonzo over 4.5 assists. He's hit it every game he's played so far this season. I mean, if you just know Lonzo, he's going to make the correct play every single time he has the ball, no matter what it is. I mean, he fills up the stat sheet, not mad how you want to look at it, but he's an amazing passer. Great touch, great feel, and he's just going to always make the right play. As long as he gets 20 minutes, like it's hard for me to see him not getting the 5 assists. He's played less than 20 minutes, I think, and even still got there in a game. So, no Garland, no Mero. I mean, you need some more minutes to be had at the guard position, and they could use some playmaking because Donovan Mitchell just wants to score. He's not really trying to set everybody else up. I could see. I mean, in a game where, how much rim protection do the Celtics have? I mean,
None.
Lonzo could be just feeding Mobley and Jared Allen all day. So I like Lonzo over 4.5 assists. I like the Cavaliers too, but might take some time to actually bet the Cavs. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna think about that a little bit longer. Pretentious Prodigy says prop Skee is back. Props have been good. They've been good to me. Hopefully they can continue to be. Hawks and Nets opened at -8 for the Hawks. Looks like 8.5. Total open 237.5. Looks like we'll call consensus 238.5. Injury report. Zachary Risache, probable. Jalen Johnson, probable. Highsmith and Williams out for the Nets. Now, I don't have the strongest opinion here, but I mean, it's one way for me, Rob Veno, in this game. Absolutely not laying 8 points with the Hawks, really versus anybody. The Hawks are not a team I trust defensively. They haven't looked good so far to start the year. They're 1-3. Now, just because they're playing the Brooklyn Nets, we expect them to go and win by double digits. I mean, you still got to go out there and play. The Nets, they have capable scorers. Cam Thomas, straight bucket. MPJ, he's been getting on my nerves, but he still can score. And I look at, that last game, it was bad schedule spot for Brooklyn. They're on a back-to-back playing Houston off 2 days rest. They got demolished. And that was after might have been after an overtime game. Can't remember. But Atlanta has not been impressive. Atlanta lost to Chicago, lost to Toronto in blowout fashion. Like, I can't expect this team to win by double digits. So, for that simple reason, it's Nets or pass for me. Anything for you here, Vino?
Yeah, this was extremely simple, Ski. And the first thing I played today was Hawks team total for Ronald Kabang. There goes Rob with another team total. Hawks team total over 123. The Nets defense is absolutely horrid. I had the Charlotte team total against them in the very first game of the year. Charlotte put up 136. Charlotte and Atlanta very comparable offensively, style wise, point scoring wise, et cetera, et cetera. And then kind of backed off. Since then, Skee 131 allowed to the Cavs, 137 allowed to Houston. We talked about it the very first night, opening night. Brooklyn is just this conglomeration of youth and new faces. And I don't think they even know what their defensive assignments are. They are so bad statistically right now. Field goal percentage allowed on the season, 53%, 3-point percentage allowed, 46%. And those numbers get you killed. They can score. We know Cam Thomas can score, but Atlanta's going to score here in my estimation. Like I say, 3 times already the Nets have allowed over 130. They've only played 4 games. The field goal percentage numbers I rattled off. So I guess usually we have a hell no list. We might have to invent a one-way ticket list because the Nets, to me, are just fade their defense. It's kind of like the Bengals in the NFL. You get the examples here. The defense is so bad, I could care less if they win or lose. But I know they're going to give up points if Atlanta comes. And Atlanta usually likes to basically just pad their stats. That's a stat padding offensive team. So Quinn Snyder at the helm, we know they're going to score. Atlanta over 123 team total, I thought was one of the easier plays for me to make today.
That makes sense. Absolutely can see points in this game. Neither team really plays defense. So I'm with you on that one, Rob Vino. Let's keep going down the list. We have the Sacramento Kings, Chicago Bulls. Opened up -5. Not a whole lot of movement. Still 5 now, right? Total open 237.5. Looks like 238.5. Let's look at the injuries and let's actually refresh this here because we know things change rapidly in the NBA. So for the Bulls, Zach Collins out, Kobe White out, Keegan Murray out, Nick Clifford out. Kings on a back-to-back after playing the Thunder last night. They were up by 10 sometime in the third, ended up losing the game. Couldn't quite get it done. They changed their starting lineup. They started Russell Westbrook. He looked like he was motivated to keep that starting spot. Unfortunately, it didn't end in a win for the Kings. Now, and this whatever I put here, this is wrong. So my bad on that on the screen. 8.5. Geez, let's go ahead and take that down. I must have been looking at something else when I did that graphic. But yeah, I'm gonna pass to you while I fix it. How about that? Kings and Bulls.
Well, I had to pass on this game because I really don't know what to make of Chicago. It's a 3-0 straight up basketball team. Billy Donovan, I think I mentioned this on our very first show. Preaching to anybody that will listen, defense and physicality, 2 things we know the Bulls were not or have not been under his or during his tenure. But they went out, they made some moves, went over them the first night. And it seems to have paid off a little bit. Skee allow 111 to Detroit, only 98 to the Magic, then beat Atlanta, actually outscore Atlanta, which is more what we're accustomed to with the Bulls. But I don't know that I believe in this 3-0. The question to me, the biggest question to me is, as you said off the bat, this game started 5, remains 5. Generally speaking, any team that's in the second of back-to-back with travel gets bet against right away. Like Chicago should have gone up from 5 to at least 5.5 or 6 just based on the scheduling situation. But they didn't push this game at all, which makes me wonder what the big money groups see in this game to start with, to not want to go after Chicago. Maybe they think they're overpriced. Maybe they don't believe in them the way I'm talking about here. At least I won't say don't believe in them, but I haven't I'm not sold on them at this point in time as a 3-0 team. Sacramento, we don't have to talk about them much more. We described they are what they are. The second half out of that team last night was pretty poor offensively. I'm usually a bettor that likes to play bounce backs. If you have a good scoring team and you don't score up to your capability, I generally like to come back with that side, but I haven't here because again, I'll repeat it. I just don't know what to make of the Bulls at this point in time. If Donovan's right and they're going to play a more physical, more defensive style, which the results kind of show so far, at least 2 out of 3 games, maybe. But I'm not involved, Skee. I don't know. I can't figure out a good way to go here.
The Bulls are a top 5 defensive rated team. When we talked about that's their focus coming into this season. We'll see if they can hold down the Sacramento team on a back to back. Usually in this back to back travel situations, somebody's not playing. It is still early in the season. This Kings team doesn't know how bad they are yet. They're still trying to go out there and get a win. So at the same time, the Bulls, like you said, not sold, not really viewing them as a team to lay points with. So I can understand why it's hard to move the Bulls up any further from this 5 number. Also, I mean, yeah, good point in here. Levine going back. It's the Bulls versus the old Bulls, DeMar and Levine, and so we'll see. Should be a good game. Couple things I did like in this game. Things you can get to the window with. First of all, the Bulls are without Kobe White, and I mentioned this before, but without Kobe White, um, I mean that would help for an under if you like it, but decrease in pace, decrease in points, more minutes to go around. Somebody else has to play make. I mean, I'm not a big Josh Giddey guy. Um, I do like Trey Jones. Like when I watch Trey Jones, I'm not gonna say it's on the same level, but he's reminded me a lot of Hallie when I was betting Hallie early, and the way he's just swinging the ball and getting people. Man, I made some money on that. I used to Hallie prop used to be 5.5 assists. We used to be laddering that thing up to 10. Like Trey Jones, I feel like can be that kind of guy. And his props are starting to rise now. I mean, I bet 5.5 last game, 6.5 this game. He's got 8 every single time, and he's gonna have the same amount of opportunity with Kobe White out. So I still like it at 6.5 for Trey Jones assist, and even off the bench, I like Desumu to score. You look at, I mean, we know this Kings defense is ass, Rob Veno. It's just no secret. Um, on a back to back with travel, I don't expect them to be better. And Desumu, I mean, shit, he got the green light, Rob Veno. He's shooting like 10, 12 shots a game. His point prop is only 12.5. I mean, he's getting to the free throw line a little bit too, if I'm not mistaken. It just seems like, if you're shooting 10, 12 shots against this Kings defense, should be able to get 13 points. So I like those 2 props in this game. I'll ask you anything else you want to add before we keep going.
No, I think that was a good point brought up by the chat about Bulls coming home. It just leads me to believe that this is going to be some type of score fest. The thing that stops me again is Billy Donovan wanting his team to play more physical, more defensive minded, and maybe when guys' tendencies as well as they know the tendencies of DeRozan and Levine. Not that you can stop them, but maybe you can bottle them up a shade. So I don't know. I'm so conflicted on that game, Skee. There's better stuff to talk about.
And the more I think of it, Jose Perez says Levine PRA. I mean, I don't think we get anybody sitting. I think they'd like to go back there and hand the Bulls an L, honestly. And they're hungry to win a game in general. I'll be thinking and trying to find more ways, reasons to back these sorry Kings one more time. See if
Yeah,
they made enough money for us last night, or is it safe to maybe double back one time?
You're like the guy who says, "Oh God, please let me win this game. I'll never bet again." And then you
Just
come
this
right
one,
back
please. Yep, that's
That's
exactly
funny.
how it is. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not there yet. Pacers and Mavs. Um, Opened 6, still 6. Total 228 was the opener, 228.5 or 228, depending where you shop. God, this injury list. I mean, who's playing? Damn, Rob Veno. Obi Toppin, Nimhard, McConnell, Matherin, Cam Jones, Furphy, all out. Peter doubtful. For Dallas, Kyrie, Exum, out. Lively, Gafford, doubtful. Brandon Williams, questionable. Anthony Davis, probable. This is just, I mean, it's too much going on in this game, Rob, honestly. Um, I'll ask you this. I came to the season saying, you know, I expect Dallas to be a good defensive team, to have so much length, et cetera, et cetera. They've been okay. They've been solid. But then when you start Cooper Flag at point guard, I think the offense is gonna struggle. Eh, so, and that's what we've seen from Dallas. Now, D'Lo got some minutes. Guys started to look a little bit better when D'Lo was on the floor, even though he was bricking. Um, His playmaking ability is what they really need. I mean, Jason Kidd, if he stopped trying to be such a smart guy with Cooper Flag at point guard, he's gonna put D'Angelo Russell back, in the team, especially if you don't have Lively or Gafford, that pushes AD up to center, right? Um, maybe PJ to power forward. It just opens up another spot to put, real point guard in the lineup. So if you do that, I think Dallas offense can look better. And that's what's holding me up from betting the under in this game. If you told me, we got the same starting lineup that we've been having, I'm running to the window to go bet Dallas and Indiana under. For Indiana, you're missing a hell of a lot of offense and pace. I mean, we already know about Hallie, pace and offense. McConnell, pace and offense. Obi Toppin, all he does is run at full speed the entire time. Like Nimhard, you're missing offense. You're missing so much pace and offense from this Pacers team. You don't even have a real point guard. Like, I still think the Pacers are going to struggle to score. Um, there are some guys who have uptick over there because of the lack of guards. The guards out, so maybe you'll play on Neesmith. Um, Ben Shepherd's going to have a lot of minutes, but other than the prop market, it's hard for me to see Indiana reaching their team total. So Pacers team total under or Mavs on the point spread um, are how I'm feeling right now, Rob Vino. What do you think about those?
I bet Dallas. The first, the first line of the write-up and analysis Skee was Indiana decimated point guard situation finally allows Dallas a matchup where Cooper Flag at the one experiment is not a disadvantage. So to your point, Jason Kidd and his Cooper Flag at the one is,
Cut it out.
yeah. And tonight is probably the first night again where they are not at a disadvantage because again, not only does Indiana not have their top 3 point guards, but the next guy in line to play point would be Benedict Matherin. Ben Matherin's not even playing, so you wind up with Ben Shepherd, a reserve shooting guard, playing point. Ray J. Dennis, a rookie from Baylor, having to come in and play minutes at point. No real point. The guy who's got all the burden on him, if you're going to play props, just go ahead and play Pascal Siakam. He's the primary option on offense. He's the leading rebounder on the team. He's had, since Nembhard went down, he leads the team in assists at 6 per game. He's had 18 assists in 3 games. These point guards don't even get assists. It's Siakam doing everything. And Siakam's job tonight might be to go guard the one. His job could be guard Cooper Flag. If it is, it really leaves the rim open for Dallas, even if they're short a couple of bigs down there. Anthony Davis could have a nice night down there. This matchup just screams of advantage Dallas here against Indiana. Indiana's shooting percentage, field goal percentage right now, 29th in the NBA. To your point about missing so much offense, they can't make shots right now. So Dallas, I think, benefits from this matchup. Hopefully, because of their injuries, you're right. And the starting lineup includes D'Angelo Russell tonight on the floor to play some point. I'd almost rather have Najee Marshall playing point, but Jason Kidd's going to do what he's going to do. I just think Dallas should win this game by more than 6 points based on it. This is a completely decimated Indiana roster. You can't take better personnel in quantity away from a team than what's been taken away from Indiana.
Yeah, they're too short-handed. I like PJ Washington. If you want to do rebounds, I'm not mad at that. There should be a lot of bricks from the Indiana side. But I chose points and rebounds. He's been playing really well. He's been scoring the ball. And he should have more minutes, right? No Gafford, no Lively. He should be getting some minutes at that power forward position. So I like PJ tonight, 21 and a half points and rebounds. Maybe if you don't have that available, or if it's at 22 and a half and you still have 6.5 rebounds, I would probably just take the 6.5 rebounds. But 21 and a half points and rebounds, lock it up for me. Next game up, Blazers and Jazz. Um, Open -2.5, looks like -3. Total open 233.5, looks like 235. Injuries for Portland. Yeah, Williams, Henderson, both out. Chris Murray, Matisse Thybulle, both questionable. For Utah, Nurkic, questionable. Collier and Niang out. I do like how feisty Blazers have been. I like the Drew Holidays over there. I like the defenders, etc. I don't like the idea of laying points against Utah at home. I think Utah's a team that if you bet on them at home most of the all season, I think you'll come out with a profit. So that's all I have on this one. Not very much. Do you have anything on Blazers and Jazz?
Yeah, I like the over ski. I got 234 and a half. They're still available out there. But again, to the point of Utah at home, you and I talked about it again way back on opening day, I think, where we were trying to figure out Utah's home dog record. But I know that as a total team, they're an over team at home. So far this season at home, 2-0 over. Average score put up by Utah at home, 133 and a half points. Blazers, fifth fastest tempo team in the league right now. They've jacked it up. They're running. Utah is efficient. They don't run as much as Portland, but they're very efficient, especially at home. For me, at 234, the way games are being played right now in the NBA just seems low in this particular matchup. I think the matchup fits the bill where overs are concerned. So for me, it's over 234 and a half. I think Laurie Markkinen's already had 51 in a game so far this season. So plenty of firepower for the Utah side, plenty of push of pace for the Portland side.
All right. David Martin likes Portland over. Titan CT likes the Blazers. Let's keep going down the list. Pelicans and Nuggets. Huge spread. Not a whole lot of movement. Total did go up from 235.5 as high as 239.5, though. Let's look at who is available there. Zion is questionable. Looney and Murray are out. Cam Johnson is questionable for this Denver side. Cam Johnson so far looks like he's been a downgrade from MPJ for that Denver team. But no, if Zion doesn't play in this game, I think this one could absolutely get out of hand. The Nuggets, I mean, we talked about if he does play, maybe the Pelicans can help out a little bit with the scoring. Denver, we don't want to play too many unders, at least until maybe the market catches up and we get some better lines. So Denver or over for me, but don't think I will be involved. How about you?
Yeah, I could absolutely parrot exactly what you just said, Ski. Repeat it. I think Denver looks really good offensively right now. Jamal Murray has been playing well. They can score. They don't show a lot of interest in playing defense most times. But to your point, if there's no Zion, it's hard to get there with New Orleans helping out. So I don't know. I didn't play this game. Don't have a real good feel. If you feel the need to play it, I would think the Denver side or this game up and up, probably lean more towards the over in that one, just because Denver is very lackadaisical on defense right now.
All right, yeah, and if you can't trust you to get stops, how can you lay the big number? I do always say that. Lakers in Minnesota, open -7, now 7.5. Still some sevens out there, actually. Total did go up, though. Open 222.5. I'm seeing it as high as 226.5. Injuries, Anthony Edwards looks like he's still out. And then you have Jalen Clark, questionable for Minnesota. For the Lakers, you have Jackson Hayes and Marcus Smart, both questionable. Luca, LeBron, Maxi Kleber, Thero, and Gabe Vincent all out. So Lakers, both teams sitting at 2-2. Both teams missing their best players. Um, this is tough for me here, Robbie. I think if I'm betting anything in this game, I mean, I say it all the time, but and again, I don't have the numbers, but 1000%, if you go look at it, it will back up what I say because I know I watch the games. Julius Randle, he absolutely tortures the Lakers every single time he sees them. The Lakers did draft him. They did not pay him. They didn't. They they drafted him. They didn't pay him. He just left as a free agent. So they just said, "You're not worth shit, Rob Veno." And every time he sees the Lakers, he makes sure he gives them a good reminder of how much he's worth. So Randall points would be my main look in this game. Um, I didn't even look at the number, but it's just a go to every time I see him play the Lakers. Anything from you here on Lakers and T Wolves?
Yeah, I played Minnesota first half ski just basically off of one factor, quick turnaround revenge. They're destroyed by the Lakers a few days ago, 128, 110 out in LA. Now they get back home. I feel like Minnesota, even without Anthony Edwards, will have a little bit of a circle around this game to come out quickly. I don't know if they're good enough without Anthony Edwards to cover 7 full game, so I let that go. But I thought 3.5 first half was a good spot to hop in and play them off of that revenge mode. And again, it's basically the reason, 90% of the reason why I bet this game. Just the quick turnaround revenge, thinking that Minnesota will be ready at home in this one. They're off a loss to Denver by 13. All the more reason to come out quickly. So for me, it's Minnesota first half minus 3.5.
All right, good stuff there. Um, damn, I'm trying to look up something just to see. I want to see Julius Randle um playing without Anthony Edwards. That's what I was looking for, but wasn't quite able to get it there. So just double check one more time. No, can't. I mean, why is he played without Anthony Edwards last year? Unless Anthony Edwards played every single, he must have played all the games, or Randall didn't play any games without Anthony Edwards last year. So yeah, I think without Ant, obviously Randall's usage should go up. Again, not sure what the number is, but I would absolutely look at him. Next game, and this is my fault because I did not set up a banner. So we have, oh, there we go. I did set up a banner. I just placed it lower. So we have the Grizzlies heading into Phoenix to take on the Suns. Opened up Grizzlies -1.5. Still looks like, well, no, we see twos out there. Total, not much movement. Looks like 241. Jalen Green is questionable. Dylan Brooks is out. For the Grizzlies, Scottie Pippen Jr., Ty Jerome, Zach Edey, Brandon Clark all out. Santi Aldama and Vince Williams are questionable. I mean, this is one of those one-way ticket games here for me. If I'm playing, I'm just expecting points. I mean, the Grizzlies want to run. You're missing a defender for the Suns too, and I think the Suns would be just fine playing a tempo. So over or nothing for me. What say you?
Yeah, I say I look at the clock here, 44 minutes in, so we don't need to discuss it that heavily. But I'm with you here. Grizzlies fourth fastest pace in the league, allowing 125 a game. It's a good spot for Phoenix to be able to score. Phoenix not the greatest 3-point shooting team in the world, but Memphis does allow a lot of threes as far as percentage is concerned, a high percentage of threes. So to me, Devin Booker could have a huge game tonight. John, the other side, just to me, it would be an over. It's kind of like the Nets, Ski, what I said about the Nets. You know what I mean? Just fade the defense. I would actually, as I think about it quickly, I could even consider the Phoenix team total themselves. They're the dog, so their number is going to be a little shorter, less expected points out of them, not many. But as I look, 119.5 is Phoenix's team total. Memphis giving up 125 a game. Hey, you could look that way as well.
All right, good stuff from Rob Veno. And yeah, I think we did a pretty good job here. 10 games, got through it in 45 minutes. It's pretty damn good to me. So before we move it over to best bets, we'll do a little bit of promo. I know we didn't talk football today, but I will remind everybody about the Weekend Warrior promo. It gets you all football Saturday, Sunday, and Monday Night Football for only $49. Our guy Rob Vino, he's what back to back 71 weeks in NFL, I believe it was, and I had a winning week this week as well. And I want to say the previous week in NFL, another winning week. So if you want to be involved with either of us, um, that is a good way to do it. Other than that, I will put this up just because I do know it is active. And for anybody who wants to be involved long term, you can get $500 off a 1 year pass. It comes out to $125 a month. And not only do you get that, every play from whatever capper you choose right there, you'll get a 25% bonus coupon. So, for example, if you bought mine, you can use that 25% bonus coupon on Rob Vino's NFL, vice versa. So, good ways to get involved if you want to do it long term. Now, Vino, I'm gonna move it over to best bets. If there's anything else that you would like to promote, feel free. And if you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it. If you do not, all good.
I think you covered the promotion, Ski. I will just add that right now, currently at Wager Talk, my NFL record sits number one amongst Wager Talk handicappers. I'm just reading the numbers here: plus 50.5 units, 64% wins, plus 31.4 return on investment. So it's been good. The NFL will put it that way. Let's get to tonight's best bet. And I just go back. I won't repeat the reasons why. Just Atlanta Hawks team total over 123. Straight fade of the Brooklyn defense. One-way ticket until further notice, whatever I want to say here. But that's the way I'm going to be playing these Nets games.
I like it. I like it. For myself, best bet for me, I placed at least 5 bets today. I think I might have placed 6, but definitely 5. Um, and I didn't go back and double check to see if these lines have moved for some of the props. So because of that, I'm not going to go with the prop for my best bet because I only like to give you guys, same lines that I got. I don't want to give you something and it's stale. So my best bet for the show, I will go back to the second game that we talked about, and that will be Magic. Magic on the money line. I got minus 120. Let me see. The best number you can get right now is, I'm sorry, I got minus 124. You can still get a minus 125 or a minus 130. And really, what I said earlier, like this Magic team is going to be hungry. They're going to be desperate because they're supposed to be a lot better than this 1-3 start. They've been paced up by pretty much every team they've played so far. And versus the Pistons, they should be able to, slow it down or control the pace a little bit more because the Pistons don't want to play that fast anyway. I think the Magic defense from last couple seasons has been missing. I think we can see that again. Other things we have going for the Magic, really, they have a rebounding advantage. They're also the number one team as far as second chance points. Pistons, 27th second chance points allowed. So they can take advantage of that. Magic have the number one free throw rate. Pistons allowing the third most free throws. So I think there's a few ways for the Magic to take advantage of them. I will bet on them on the money line for my best bet for the show. Vino, always great breaking down these games with you. Super big slate today. We'll get a little bit of a break tomorrow, but we'll throw in some football too for anybody else who's interested. But yeah, always appreciate you taking the time to come break these games down with us. Everybody in the chat, thank you all for the kind words. We also, appreciate everything you bring to the table. Good cappers, good people. Everybody here just trying to help each other cash. So let's keep it going. Best of luck on all your action tonight. We will catch you all tomorrow.